Namaste to all of you, and we have All India rank 9 Kanika Goyal with us. Congratulations, Kanika.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks a lot for coming all the way to the center.
Thank you, sir.
And how does it feel now? And that too, especially within top 10, a single-digit rank. It's a dream to thousands and lakhs of students to get that single-digit rank. And you are in that single-digit rank. So how does it feel, Kanika?
I think today, sir, I'm coming from notebook block. So it feels more like a dream than it had felt on 23rd of May. So it's a wonderful experience. It's a miracle that cannot be described in words. So yes, thousands of aspirants have been looking forward to it. And I think each one of them is putting in their heart and soul into it. And that proves that dedication, perseverance, hard work does work. And all of them who have been putting in hard work will be making it. If they are not making it to the exam, they'll be making it somewhere else in their life.
Definitely.
And yes, sir.
Definitely. In fact, I also vouch for it because I think the efforts that I put in my UPSC journey, and that is what has actually helped me to start IASbaba. So hard work will definitely help in whichever field you are, rightly said, Kanika. And can you share your experience, like UPSC journey, how many attempts and what mistakes did you do in the previous attempt, and finally how were you able to get this single digit rank?
So it was my childhood dream to be an IAS officer, a dream enshrined about 10 years ago. So the journey started with my 11th standard when I started referring basic books, but I was not that bit serious about preparation. So it seriously started in my third year in college when I started covering the basic books, and then I covered my syllabus, prepared a very clear-cut book list instead of me going to too many sources or referring too many sources. I ensured that for this particular subject I'm referring this particular book, and I kept prelims mains integrated. So this was my second attempt, sir.
Yeah.
Last time I reached till interview to make it, and this time what has worked for me, especially for mains, I'd say, I have ensured that so I had tally of marks. So in GS1, in essay, in GS2, in GS4, how much I have scored and what were the top or the highest marks in those respective papers, and then I looked forward how I should be increasing them. So I ensured that there is a lot of value addition, a lot of personalization. So I'm not putting those examples which every single person is putting. I'm adding my own personalized experiences, personalized examples, something that I have read in the newspaper that have caught my eye, and that should be there in the answers which I have connected, and that worked. So in GS4 I also ensure that I integrate the papers. So for GS1 I ensure that society, governance, ethics, all of them are flowing together. They are not prepared in silos, and that ensure that was also reflected in my paper. And economy, I ensure that as the government is ensuring in Atmanirbhar Bharat, so there is supply, demand, everything, the pillar of Atmanirbhar Bharat, they are reflected in my answers. In the end, I am giving reference to a new India that India is looking forward to be. So ensuring that I am integrating the vision of the government, I am integrating the way we are looking forward to be a developed India by 2047, and I am integrating my own examples, something that I am gaining from the newspapers, something that should be there in the answers. That worked for me in the mains. Also for optional, for PSIR, I ensure that because PSIR, we say in humanities jargons matter, because jargons do define the subject. So terminologies were a very prominent part of my answers. So I used to add a lot of terminologies, a lot of authors, a lot of books were to be referred in my answers. Till the last date, I was updating the list of the authors and the books so as to ensure that I am giving a very authoritative perspective of every single thing in my answers, and working very smartly, not somehow just ensuring कि पूरा सिर पूरा भरा हुआ है हर चीज से, ऐसा नहीं करना है. It's better that you plan very strategically, read only what that is required, and ensure that is added to the answers, that is reflected in the answers. I think that thing worked for me in this mains. And for interview also, being a little more less anxious, more calm, and having strength at the back. I think that worked for me this time.
Okay. So, did you happen to look at this year prelims paper, UPSC prelims 2023?
I did, sir.
And you find lucky that you've not given the attempt?
Yes. I think because last time they did attempt with this only one, only two, only three thing, but it was somewhere around 12, 13 questions. But this time it was about 40 to 50, and they completely eliminated the elimination method. So yes, I feel myself to be lucky enough.
Okay, and mains, any advice you want to give it to the students, because this is mains phase. So anything, especially with notes making and the strategy for the GS papers or essay, anything that you want to say?
So I used to prepare cheat sheets when I used to prepare for mains. Cheat sheet notes, the notes to be taken to exam. But like if this kind of so I had prepared a list and an Excel sheet of all the previous year questions. That this question is flowing from here, and this is the connotation, and here I should be linking it. Okay. And then from that Excel sheet, I picked up the topics and all. And from there, I ensured that these are the topics which are more prominent from each subject. So from geography, these are the topic, and in those topics, these are the subtopics. I went 3-4 levels in that. And if this is a subtopic, then this is going to be my cheat sheet. For example, this is going to have a definition. This is going to have this diagram and all these things. Okay. This is going to frame my answer. So that worked for me. Value planning very strategically how each answer should be, so that I don't have to think in the exam. And I can add more value instead of thinking on the basic part. So basic part was already covered with those, with the help of those answers, or the structure which I had prepared already with the help of cheat sheets. And then I could add value, more value to the answer when I was writing it actually. That worked for me, for mains, I'll say. And then answer writing, practicing answers, writing it, thinking over them. So how I should be structuring it, which all value should be reflected, what all vision should be reflected. That worked for me this time.
So finally, Kanika, like what was IASbaba's role in your journey?
So for IASbaba, sir, it has had a very prominent role in my journey. When I started, because IASbaba is an online platform, and COVID lockdown I started, so I used to refer to IASbaba, the question that used to be posted daily, and I used to take note of them and then write those questions. Then when prelims was extended, IASbaba actually released a rapid revision program.
Rave series.
And that series I subscribed to, and I actually made notes of those series. I still have that notes. I utilized them very well in my October 2021 prelims, and that worked really well for me. And then for the interview guidance program, which I took in my last interview, there was the review which I got from Sunil Oberoi sir, and it was very excellent. He encouraged me a lot, and I still feel that when he said that, Kanika, you'll be making it, I'm so happy that now I've made it, and I'm fortunate enough to have got that advice from him. So I'm really thankful to IASbaba. Even now, when I was preparing, so I used to refer to model answers and model papers that were uploaded on the website. That worked for me, sir. Yes, sir. It did work out really well, because sir actually planned. So if this kind of question is being asked in the interview, how you should be dealing with it, and then so you probably give around 10 kind of scenario, more than 10, and then this and how it should be dealt with. That actually enriched a lot of added a lot of understanding and how I should be dealing with it in the interview. So I think that also worked for me.
Okay. And thank you for sharing your strategy, and wish you all the best in your endeavors, Kanika. And also there'll be many people, I mean many students would be looking up to you. So to guide them and keep smiling always.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.